The light trickles through the maple leaves and filters down to the earth below. Various birds can be observed in and around the dense woods. Their songs punctuated only by the whistling of winds through the branches. Trees that have fallen long ago line various sides of the trail, their massive trunks now a haven for critters, moss, and mushrooms. As you walk deeper into the woods, odd signs begin to emerge from the shadows. The words, "this way," can be seen crudely scrawled onto the bark of a tree trunk with a misshapen arrow pointing towards a gnarled old bridge. As I draw closer to the bridge, the planks appear uneven and misshapen, broken and in disrepair in many places. It is apparent this man-made walkway was once a beautiful structure that overlooked the natural landscape. The peeling paint, discarded trash, and rotting lumber loom over the space like a forgotten ghost. I breathe in deeply and hesitantly step onto the creaking boards. I know I am close now, and there is no turning back. This is how paranormality columnist Gina Black begins her story entitled Hikers, Beware of the Doll's Head Trail. Tucked away in the backwoods of an unassuming Atlanta suburb is a hiking trail with some unique curiosities. Just beyond the old wooden bridge in Constitution Lakes Park is the infamous Doll's Head Trail. This curated art installation has a morbid theme unlike anything I've ever encountered. Creepy dolls, toys, and trash arranged in macabre settings will leave you intrigued, captivated, and perhaps even a bit unsettled. This land was formerly a 19th-century brick factory called South River Brick Company. The factory sourced natural Georgia clay from its pits dug into the surrounding area. These bricks built countless structures in and around the state. After the factory closed down, nature slowly began to reclaim her landscape. The former clay pits began to fill with natural water and became a system of ponds now known as Constitution Lakes. They gained popularity with bird watchers and nature enthusiasts over the years. In 2003, DeKalb County purchased the land and paved trails, constructed bridges, and cultivated what the current nature preserve is today. Many locals walked these trails often, including a local carpenter, Joel Slayton. Where others saw discarded trash that littered the forest trail, Slayton saw an opportunity to create art. He envisioned a whimsical world where doll parts and unwanted toys could come to life in a misfit installation of curiosity and expression. He began his odd menagerie with dolls, bottle caps, old televisions, bicycles, and other odds and ends he collected among the trails. He encouraged others to add to the installations with found objects recovered from the forest itself. He strongly discouraged bringing foreign items into the collection from outside the walls of the woods. The idea was quirky, but also central to shining a light on nature preservation. Since the project's inception in 2011, Slayton and supporters note the decrease of trash on and around the trails as being a direct result of the installation. Over the years, the doll collection grew, and with it a growing fascination for the macabre world Slayton had created. Hand-painted messages appear alongside some dolls, commenting on society and the world around us. These messages range from positive encouragements, cheeky observations, and even cryptic warnings of the government's control over the country. The lifeless eyes that look up at you from knots of trees, hanging ropes, and discarded objects seem to follow you as you walk further and further into the dense woods. The overwhelming sense of being watched can feel suffocating at times and rather unsettling. Whether the trail itself is haunted or not is certainly up for debate depending on who you talk to. Dolls are said to be common vessels for spirit attachments, so the notion of the trail collection being haunted is certainly a plausible possibility. Throughout history, dolls have held a connection to the afterlife for a variety of reasons. Going back to Mayan times, people believed the objects could provide the closest option to a human form, which potentially attracted spirit energies to enter them. The concept of death is not necessarily an easy notion for young minds to comprehend, thus causing speculation to suggest attachment of children to familiar and comfortable objects during a spiritual transition. This idea suggests that the child spirit simply does not know what to do, and therefore latches on to what feels most comfortable and less confusing. Reports of haunted dolls have made their way into American, Latin, and European folklore, with the trend of pop culture smash movies such as Chucky, Annabelle, and Megan standing testament that haunted dolls continue to captivate and excite fear in audiences. Personally, I feel the dolls represent guardians of the space, and their eerie gaze a reminder to behave within the forest. The very idea of creating this macabre world from trash really inspired me and left me more cognizant to the presence of litter along the forest floor. If the trail is haunted, I do believe the energies are benevolent and most likely grateful for the newfound purpose in this serene setting. Despite being discarded by some, the dolls have found new life inside the creative world brought to existence thanks to Joel Slayton. Instead of filling a landfill, they can now fill our imaginations with endless possibilities, inspiration, and so much more. If you find yourself in the area, I highly recommend a visit to this quirky little gem. You can find it in Atlanta, Georgia, at 1305 South River Industrial Boulevard, Southeast. Want more paranormality? Subscribe to Paranormality Magazine, and each month get it delivered digitally or via mail in our print version. Paranormality Magazine is a collaborative endeavor featuring works from people like you who have a passion for all things mysterious and unexplained. Our goal is the pursuit of knowledge, gathering captivating stories from our own team of writers, researchers, and investigators, as well as from writers such as yourself. Each monthly issue also includes a list of paranormal, horror, UFO, and cryptozoology events around the country, incredible paranormal-themed artwork, articles and writing sent in from our readers, suggested books and podcasts to consume, and more. Visit ParanormalityMag.com and subscribe today for as little as $3.99 a month. That's ParanormalityMag.com. ParanormalityMag.com.